see if we're working. We look like we're working to me. Well, what are we going to get up to today? So, I figure we're going to go ahead and we're going to play some more Frostgrave because I have been looking forward to playing this all week. Um, yeah, I've been super looking forward to this. The last 3 weeks I've just had a ton of fun playing every Sunday. Oh, excuse me. Um, yeah, so I was just like, man, can't wait to play Frostgrave again. So we're gonna get some more Frostgrave in today. It should be pretty fun. So I've mixed in some of our monster meat, like kind of uh, evil goo kind of tiles here, right? These are from the same tile set, or the same line, but a different tile set. And you can see there's some cool pieces, like, there's uh, like a cool mouthpiece here, and there's some goo there in the middle. Cool stuff. And what I'm doing is I'm actually converting a bunch of my other terrain over to be the same kind of like goo, void tentacle things. So, yeah, I thought that would be pretty fun. So we've got some different scatter terrain and stuff this time. I got to just show ground tiles. And the ground tiles are going to count as dangerous terrain for our game. And just like all the other ones, I'm going to use these little tokens as our treasure tokens because I haven't finished my treasure tokens yet. But unlike all the other ones where we did kind of a one-off, this one's going to be a series of missions. So uh, One Page Rolls Fantasy Quest does this, and I think it's a really cool system. Where basically you roll a dice, and that's essentially how long your like campaign like leg is, and then you play that number of missions before you basically could like get back to a town and refresh or replace dead guys, stuff like that. So we're gonna do the same kind of thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll a d3, and we're gonna see what number we get, and that's how many missions we need to go through before we can go back to town. So our guy will continue to level up and stuff, but we're not going to be able to replace anyone that dies. We're not going to be able to spend any money. We're not going to get any benefits from our base, all that kind of stuff. Give me 1 second. One second. My top camera decided it was going to stop working again. We are down to one camera again this week, which sucks. Um, I went out and replaced the piece for this one, for my other camera. It's right here. I went out and replaced the piece for that camera, that I thought was broken, but apparently it was not the thing. So we have to take that back, and yeah, so to figure out what's wrong with it. So yeah, but we're trying. We're trying to get the camera back up and running. So gonna keep trying. But all right, so who do we got today? Well, we've got my little raccoon mage like normal. There he is, there, hanging out. And then for this kind of like delve or like mission set, I'm going to take the barbarian guy with the big axe, that archer guy that in our first game murdered tons of people in close combat, the thief who got mauled to death by a big goo bear in our first game, and this lady here with her red hair and her like Scottish Highland shield. I think she's fun. So we're going to take her too. And that's going to be our team. Now I am going to put an enemy team on the board this time. I'm not going to follow the mortal enemy rules yet because we're still getting the hang of the basic rules. The mortal enemy stuff is really neat, and we will get there. But still getting the hang of the basic rules, so they're just going to be essentially enemies. So this one, We've got some Hellkin this time. So we've got some red demons here. As a combination of the Wargames Atlantic, or no, maybe these are from Oathmark. Oathmark goblins as like imps, and the frostgrave demons as like their demon kind of leader guy, right? Like the tougher guys. So our demon boy here, he's got two archers and two spear guys with him. So they're basically just going to be what they say on the tin in frostgrave rules. Now we have 6 pieces of loot on the table that we need to try to pick up this time. And you know what? I did a lot of talking about how we're going to do like a campaign thing, and I didn't actually roll to see how many missions we have in the campaign. So let me do that real quick. Huzzah! Wow, okay, so that's a D3, so that means this is only going to be a one-off. So you know what, we're going to make that D3 plus 1, so at least it's 2 missions before the campaign, before this delve is over. Because otherwise that kind of sucks. So, alright, so we're going to have 2 missions, and then our guys will be able to go back to town. So with that, we can get started. Other things we're going to add this time, we've been spawning an ooze at the end of every round. We're going to also start doing a random event. And after the first round, we'll figure out what's going to be on that event table, and we'll just kind of talk through it and talk about what we kind of think would be cool. Actually, is there a random event table in the Frostgrave book? The like additional actions thing? Where there's like a random, or is it tied to every? It might be tied to each scenario. It might have its own special rules thing. Yeah, I think that's how it does it. Yeah, each scenario has its own special rules. Okay, well, you know what? We will go ahead and we will make one up after our first turn. So, prior to that, let me pull up my Wizard's rules for everybody to check out. Bonk. Boop. There we go. Um, so here's our wizard after the last game. He's got a good chunk of money. He's got a grimoire. He's got a whole bunch of magic weapons. So we do kind of need to dole those out a little bit, and kind of sort our guys out, I guess. So first off, I'm gonna give my wizard the robes of arrow tuning because that's a cool item for him. So sorry, I have to like reach over it. I'm using this shitty trackpad. Alright, so this is going to be his item then. Bonk. And then I believe we have a guy who uses a two-handed weapon. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take that two-handed weapon for him. And then all the other stuff. I guess my guy has the magic dagger. Really, I could give that to the rogue. Do we want to give the rogue the magic dagger? Yeah, you know what? I guess that makes more sense than my guy. My guy, I really don't want my character fighting. Um, Unfortunately, we can't give the archer a crossbow because I don't have a crossbowman. I have an archer. So we'll go ahead and we'll take the magic dagger. We'll give that to the rogue. That'll be his penance for letting him get eaten by the bear in the first game. He did a full recovery though, so. Alright, where's he at? Oh, the thief actually has a hand weapon. Okay. So I guess the archer has the dagger. Okay, so we'll replace that so he sucks a little bit less. Okay. The man at arms has a hand weapon. That's the thing he's got. Cool. Okay. So we've got a couple of spells to do outside of combat. First off, we need to roll to see if we get an animal companion. Survey says I rolled a 7. I would like to have the bear, but it's occurred to me that if I have the bear, I need to actually sit one of my other guys out. So I think we'll have. Yeah, I'm gonna take the 2 points of damage. I'm gonna sit. We're gonna sit somebody out. Um, I think we'll sit out our infantryman. I think he'll take a knee on this one. And we will bring in a bear, like last time. So our bear will join our team. We'll show the bear off on the camera in a minute. Okay, so that's 2 points of damage. How much life does my wizard have by default? He's got 16 life, so that puts him on 14. Okay, so 2 sevens. Okay. Now we need to roll to see if we can get our familiar. I rolled a 14, so we're going to get our familiar. Familiar is a save, like if I die, and he has 2 extra points of life. So, we'll add that up. It'll bring us back up to our life that we were at, and we're good. All right, that's all the out of game stuff that we need to do. So, well, there we go. So we can get to our game. All right. All right. So I've spawned a bunch of basic oozes in the middle. And then on each one of these side ones, I've spawned one of the ooze bears. And we're just going to kind of give everybody a bad time. I'm going to move that piece of terrain over a little so the ooze bear can't see them. Because I kind of don't want any of the enemies to instantly be in sight. I want one of the people to have to move into sight. So, okay. So we've got our Hellkin starting on this side at this gate. And I've got my characters starting over here, down there. There they are. Whoosh. And here is the bear for today's game. Rah. Rah. He's got a little bit of gray. It's an old bear. All right. Well, since we're down here in this corner, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start off, and we are going to group activate. And I'm going to group activate with everybody except the bear. So I can group activate with 3 people. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to get a move in. Now, all this meat floor, that's all dangerous terrain. So if we can avoid that, I'm going to try to. So she's going to do her initial move up to there. And the thief is going to go with her. He's going to be her backup. And you know what? My wizard's going to do the same thing. He's going to go with them as well. And they're just going to kind of move as a unit. And the archer's going to do some bendy, and he's going to come down here. Still out of line of sight of that ooze thing. But he's going to move down there. Okay, now, that was her first move. They're going to get a second one, or a second action at least. At which point I'm going to move them their extra little bit. So, boop, boop. And my mage is going to bone dart this ooze. So let's roll our dice. My dice is the purple and orange one. The ooze dice is the sparkly purple one. Go, let's see what we get. I guess first off I have to roll 14. Okay, so I cast it. So that's 2 casts, or I guess 3 cast spells already. Alright, and then now we do the opposed roll. Because now he's going to take a hit, which is going to be a +5. So it's going to be a 13 versus his 2. That 13 is going to be way more than enough to blow him away, even without the +5. So we have bone darted our first ooze to death. Get bone darted, son. And then our next action, I guess, is going to be a move on our archer down here. He's going to just move within range down in that corner. That is going to mean that ooze is going to try to start shit with him, but he'll have the bear to back him up in a turn or so. Okay, so that's the end of my player characters activations. Moving over, we can activate our Hellkin in the same way. So let's go ahead and let's grab basically he's gonna get 3 characters, so oh man, I grabbed 3 archers and 1 spear guy. Shit. Thought I grabbed 2 archers and a spear guy. Oh well, alright, this guy's got a lot of archers. Alright, well he's gonna activate, I guess, 2 of the archers and the spear guy, and we'll leave this archer here in the back. So we'll move up with these archers, and what we'll do is we'll move them up down here. And we'll essentially move them up, and we're going to try to take some pot shots at this monster bear. Move our character up, and then yeah, we'll send the spearman this way. But because we're going to follow the rule of cruel, we're going to keep him further out than our archer, so that our... Actually, can he just get in and fight that ooze? Could have just got in and fight the ooze. Let's do that. He's going to get in and he's going to fight this ooze. Alright. So, let's do that fight first, and then we'll do all of our arrow shots going into the bear. Alright, first one, 15 to 12. That's going to be a win. That 15 is going to be enough to get rid of this sucker. Alright, and the ones the enemy kills, they're just going to go back to the regular pile. I'm not going to pull them off because I'm not going to get myself experience for them. Okay. Huzzah! What do we got down here? We've got our archers. Oop. Oop. Excuse me there. Finish this up. Come on. Come on. Hold on 1 second. You guys don't want to watch that. Sorry. Alright, let's try that. There we go. Alright. Okay. 2 arrows going into the bear. First arrow is an 8 versus 16, so the bear just eats it. It just shoots into his ooze, and then he just keeps on living. Next one's 17 versus 3. So next one's going to go through. At a 17, this is an archer, so he's going to get a +2 to his archery. So that makes that a 19. Mr. Bear, I believe, has 12 armor. To the rulebook! I should just make a fucking stat card for bears, because I'm using that stat line so much. Yeah, Mr. Bear has 12 armor and 14 life. Okay, so 19, that means that he's going to take 7, which is going to put him at half health. We've got this handy dandy D10 that has more than 7 on it, so we'll use that for him. Okay, so that's the end of that activation. Now all of the monsters get to go. So let's do some monsters. Uh, we will go ahead and we will do, I guess since we're on this guy, we'll do the bear first. Mr. Bear's like, you shot me, bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up. And he's gonna come in and he's gonna do an attack on that archer right there. There we go. There we go. Well, we can see it. He's gonna attack on this archer right here. The archer's friend, we're gonna say he's in combat, so he's gonna give the archer a +1. The archer got a 14 with a +1 is a 15. The bear rolled a 2. So he also has a +1 fight, which makes that a 16. So that's going to be 4 more points of damage going into our bear friend there, leaving him on 3 life, which is fairly impressive for those 2 archers. I'm quite impressed by that. All right. Now we've got this ooze buddy here, who's going to move up and attack this guy. We've got a 17 versus an 8. Yeah, so ooze definitely wins. This guy has 10 armor, which is 7 points going into him, which I believe he has 10 life, but let me double check that. I'm just using the standard infantryman rolls for this guy. No, 10 life, which is going to leave him on 3. Having a bad time with that ooze. Alright. Last but not least, we've got another ooze bear down in this corner down here. And he's going to move up and he's going to try attacking this man at arms. Survey says 12 versus 16. That 16 becomes a 20. This 12 becomes a 15. So 16 definitely wins. It then becomes a 22 because he's also going to have a +2 for damage because it's a bear. Ouch. Okay, 22 going into 11 armor is still 11 points of damage into our man at arms. How much life does a man at arms have? 12. She has 12 points of life. Uh, oof. Okay, that means she has 1 point of life. That's a bad time for her. That's a really bad time for her. Okay. Well, that's all the oozes that are on the table, so let's do the rest of our soldiers. So I'm going to activate my bear down here. And he's just going to haul ass and I guess move up to try to fight that bear before it eats its way through all of my people. I was originally thinking about having him go this way and back up the archer. But that might be a mistake. It might be better to have hot bear and bear action. Fortunately, he can't get to the combat, but he can get almost to the combat. Right there. Okay, last but not least, we have another archer for the imp guys. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to move up. And he's going to take a pot shot at my archer. So we are looking at pot shot at my archer. We're looking at 2 versus 2. Doesn't matter either way. That's too low. Okay. Well, that's the end of turn 1. Nobody's picked up any treasures. People have fought some oozes and killed them, which is good. And then a bunch of people have been mauled by bears. Cool. All right. So, first off, let's see what kind of ooze we spawn. We're going to spawn an ooze with a weapon. And this time we have 3 spawn points. So I'm going to do a D3 for that. All right, so I guess it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So he's going to spawn over here. All right, now next order of business. I do want to have like a random event table um, for just general kind of usage. I think that'll be kind of fun. So let's go ahead and make one up real quick. This is my husband's computer, but I'm assuming it has Notepad++ on it. It does not. Okay. It has regular Notepad though. Um, honk. Okay. So, um, our event table should probably have um, good and bad things on it, and they should probably be pretty substantial, right? I think that's probably pretty fair. So, um, let's go ahead and let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do a D6. Um, and we'll say casting +2. I think that's probably pretty good. And then we'll have one where it's a casting -2. That's probably pretty bad. And then let's do a random monster. Let's have another round for monster because it's always cool to have more stuff to fight. Um, what other kind of random stuff is fun? Um, halved movement. That one's always a pain in the ass. So let's do that. Halved move. And let's do cursed treasures. So anyone carrying a treasure will count as being cursed. I think that's pretty fun. So let's go ahead and roll, see what we get. All right, I rolled a 6. So anyone that picks up treasure in this round is going to be cursed. And they'll then need to get rid of the treasure. Or get rid of the curse. Okay. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, um, yeah, I guess we're just into the next round then. Okay, so for my guy, do I have anyone within range to group activate with? I can group activate with the rogue and with the bear. So we're gonna do that. Um, and I'm actually, I think, gonna have my mage pick one of these items up. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. So before he does that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to curse the bear, the monster bear, not our bear. We're gonna try to curse him right there. So we're gonna be like, "Fuck you, bear." So let's go ahead and let's roll. I rolled a 15, which is definitely more than enough to curse. So our Mr. Bear there is cursed. And then with that, we're gonna move up and into the goop. Now the goop is gonna count as dangerous terrain. I don't remember the rules for dangerous terrain in Frostgrave. So let's look those up. Dangerous terrain. Page number 46. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Rough ground. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, it just basically has movement. Is there not a dangerous terrain rule? No, there's gotta be a dangerous terrain rule, right? There's gotta be. Guess there's not. Okay. Um, well, I kind of want it to be dangerous terrain, so we have to make up a dangerous terrain rule. Um, I guess roll a dice, and on a 10 up, they take a hit. They take a +1 hit. Seems fair to me. My guy rolled a 19, which means he's going to take a +1 hit. So let's see what the hit is. 17, so he's going to take an 18. What is his defense against it? Is a 10. Okay. That's not nearly good enough. Um, wow, maybe that's why they don't do rough terrain, because it could be really bad. My guy basically just walked on these and like speared himself like right in the junk. Fuck. He's gonna take 8 points of damage. Oh, oh, that hurts a lot. Okay, that's basically half his life. Um, mm, do we want to do that? Thinking. So I actually didn't do it before when the other guy walked on the bad terrain. Um, okay, I think we'll just do rough ground because that's really rough. That roll is if I make it a 50-50 like that because of how swingy the damage is, that's really rough. So we will just go ahead and we will run the rough ground rolls instead, which means that instead of being there, he's going to be there. Okay, now the other guys I get to move. Let's see. We're gonna have our Mr. Sneaky Thief come around on this side of the bear. Then we're gonna have this guy get into front of the bear. Giggity. And they're gonna go to town. So we're looking at the thief stabbing with his hand weapon is a 9 versus a 13. That becomes a 17 for the bear. Versus the thief's like, I don't know, 11 or something, so it doesn't matter. That's 17, which becomes 19 damage because of the +2 damage from the bear. That's 19 damage going into my thief, who has 10 armor and 10 life. Fucking ow. Uh, okay. No, my bear versus the monster bear. My bear rolls a 9, the monster bear rolls an 11. Um, they have the same stats, so the monster bear is going to win at 15 at 14, 16, which is going to be 4 points of damage going into my monster bear. Ah, shit. Wait. Wait. I'm going to get +2 because I have two buddies. So that means this 9 becomes an 11. So they equal out. All right. Okay. All right. Whew. Okay, good. Otherwise, I'll get my fucking ass kicked really bad. Ouch. All right. Well, they didn't accomplish anything except for the thief almost dying, but what's new there, I guess. Um, okay, so over to the demons and their group activation, which is going to be down here with the two archers, and my demon guy. So they're going to group activate. Um, this archer is not in combat, so what he's going to do is he's going to back the fuck up, and then my demon is going to move in. And our demon is going to try fighting. I think we'll fight with him before we fight with the little imp guy. So we're looking at a 20 for him versus a 19 for the bear. Um, so these are going to even out because the bear is going to get +4 and the demon's going to get a +3. So they're both going to be 23. So they're also going to cancel out and do nothing. Uh, However, because I won that, I didn't win it. I actually technically lost it. All right, can't move him then. Well, this guy's going to try to stab him with his dagger. 15 versus 18. Ow. Okay, so that becomes 22, which becomes 24. 24 damage into the guy that has 10 life. This dude is just completely fucking devoured. He's just gone. Um, that sucks for that guy. Next up, because demons are assholes, this guy's going to shoot into melee combat. So first off, let's do our rolls. We rolled a 1 versus a 19, so that's cool. Next, we need to see if we actually hit our target. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we actually hit the bear. Cool. So that's going to be 19 going into the bear versus 20. This is more than enough to kill him. Oh, man, he should have taken that shot sooner. He could have saved his friend. All right. Well, um, over to the monster time then. So I'm going to say that this ooze actually hasn't seen anyone yet. So random movement, he's just going to stay where he is. Second action, he's going to move forward 3 inches. Orp. Okay, now he can definitely see somebody. Um, Next up, I guess let's do our oozes down here. Yeah, we got this ooze down here. It's going to start shit with that guy. So we are looking at... Where's the bad guy dice? There it is. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Survey says... Oh, weird. Kind of firefox symbol. Is that a 20? Yeah, it's a 20. 20 versus 10. This ooze is toast. Um, okay, and then last but not least, we have the bear down here that's mauling the ever-living shit out of my team. Um, so we have to figure out who he's going to attack. Now, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, he's going to attack the bear. We rolled a 4. 13 versus 16. My bear is going to lose that. So this is going to become 22. So my bear is going to take 10 points of damage. Fuck. This thing is a nightmare. Wow. That thing is like almost single-handedly soloing my whole team. Ouch. Okay. Take what we get. Uh, Next up, I guess we have our archer boy here, who's going to shoot into the enemy right in front of him. It's going to be a 10 versus a 12, so that's going to win. This is going to become a 14, so it's going to be 4 points of damage into our spear guy, which is more than enough to kill him. Goodbye, spear guy. Okay, cool beans. Well, this guy's going to get another action, so he's just going to move. So he's going to move about an inch, and then everything after that's going to be halved. So he's going to get to about here. And that will be his action. Okay, what's left? This dude, this demon guy. He will also move up, and he's going to stay just out of melee range. And we're going to have duel of the archers here. Both of them are staying just out of like slap range. And it's going to be 20 versus 11. So that's going to be 23 going into my guy's 11 armor, which is going to be 12, which is more than enough to actually kill my archer. Ouch. Man, this is a brutal game this time. I haven't anyone touched treasure, and we're already getting our fucking ass beat. Man, last time we were doing great. This time, oof. Also, I forgot that I cursed the bear. I forgot that I did that. I don't know what effects that would have had now to enough to go back and look, but it would have had some effect, I'm sure. But I forgot that I did it. So, all right, over to the next round. Let's spawn ourselves an enemy. All right, we're going to spawn ourselves a regular ooze. Where is he going to spawn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello. So it's not just all belly cam. All right, 3 is going to spawn over here. Bloop. Okay, then we're going to roll on our random event table we made a minute ago, and we rolled a 2. What was the 2? Let me look. 2 is casting -2. Oof. Okay, that only sucks for me. Roll of Cruel, baby. Let's go. Okay. Well, turn 3, I guess. And my main guy here, he is... I'm going to have him move up to this treasure. But he's not going to pick it up. Instead, what he's going to do... Instead, what he's going to do is he's going to bone dart this stupid archer right there. That's what he's going to do. So, get bone darted, fool. On an 8, is bone dart a 10 or a 12? I want to say it's a 12. So I could take 4 points of damage here, or I could just fail. I would like to sit out some of the enemies before they start shooting us, so we're going to take that 4 points of damage. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to bone dart this guy. No, bone dart is a physical spell, I believe with a +5. We'll check in a sec. I rolled a 10 versus a 14, so we do really have to check. And it's a necromancer spell. Oh, I don't know why I'm checking the book. It'll be on my character sheet. Okay, bone dart's a 12. Okay. What does it actually do? That's what I was looking up. That's why I was looking in the book. Ay, 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 ay. Let me go find it. Hold on. Bone Dart. The spell fires a small bone. The spellcaster makes a +5 shooting attack. Okay, so it is +5. All right, so that means it's going to be 15 versus 14. That's going to be 15 versus his 10 armor that the archer has. So he's going to be left on 5 points of life. Okay, well, unfortunately, I didn't have anyone to group activate with, so that means that the demons get to go next. So we'll spin around to the demons. So that's going to be this guy right here. And he's going to group activate with the archer behind him. So he's going to move up to get into base to base with this guy. And then the archer is going to move up. The archer is going to move up and basically get right there. Now the archer is going to shoot into the one that's not in combat, which is going to be dice somewhere. There we go. All right, so that's going to be a 1 versus a 19. So the archer basically just shoots the floor. This guy's going to try to fight with that. That demon counts as a man-at-arms, who's going to get a +3, which is going to be enough to equal that out. So they're going to be equal, so he's not going to be able to do it. Okay, and then we're over to the oozes. Well, since we're here, we might as well finish these oozes up. So we're going to have a deja vu of what we just did, except this time it's going to be a 9 versus a 3. This 9 is never going to get high enough to penetrate that guy's armor, so it doesn't matter. And then this guy, you know what, he's going to move up and he's going to attack the same guy. Roll of cruel, baby. All right, so that's going to be a 3 versus a 7. Again, those are inconsequential rolls. All right, down here to this monster bear that has been killing my entire team. All right, we have to figure out who it attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It attacks the rogue. The rogue has 1 point of life left. The rogue rolled a 1. The bear rolled a 14. Okay. Goodbye, Mr. Rogue. Goodbye. Sad, man. We're not going to get much treasure out of this one. We're going to be fucking picking up one thing and then hauling our ass off this board. Shit. Ugh. Also, I forgot there was a -2 to casting rolls this turn. God damn it. Ugh. Too many rolls. Too many rolls. Alright. It's not. I made those rules up myself. They're not even part of the base game. Yeah. It's not too many rolls. I'm just dumb. Okay. Well, that goes over to my soldiers now, of which I only have 2. So, my bear is going to hit this thing first. So, hot bear and bear action again. So it's going to be 15 versus 13. Okay. So that's going to become 19 plus an additional 2. So 21. The bear has 12. So it's going to take 9 points of damage, leaving it on 3 life. All right. Man at arms. Hitting the bear. On a +7, it doesn't matter because that just becomes a 10. Okay. All right. Demon soldier activations. What do we got? We got one down here. I guess he'll just put a pot shot into my character. 17 versus 14. Okay, but my guy has a -1 for arrow shots. So, or -4 for arrow shots, so he's actually going to win that. And after taking the pot shot, this little bastard's going to move up to this treasure. All right. Things are definitely not going as well as last time, that's for sure. We are down 2 characters and 2 that are super wounded. Last time we had a lot better luck. But we're close to grabbing 1 treasure, maybe. And let's see what kind of new ooze spawns. We rolled a 6, which means another bear spawns. Okay, so now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way over here in the corner. Oh, good. Finally some bad luck for the demons. And it spawns right on top of them. Because they can try to steal our treasure. Which they're going to be able to, because I don't have enough. I only have 2 people that can carry treasure. So at most I'm going to be able to get 2 pieces of treasure off this board. Whenever, besides this little combat here, whenever we're going to see the boss demon. He's sequestered in goo, and we're sequestered in bullshit. So we're never going to see the boss demon. Um, but fuck it, that's fine. Last time we had a nice little uh showdown in the middle with the boss racist knight that we had. This time the demon's just stuck on the other side of the map, ain't doing shit. Uh, all right. Also, we're gonna forget the extra event thing because there's enough for my adult brain to remember. So, um, yeah. Until I figure out a better way to do it, we'll forget it for now. Maybe what we'll do is we'll roll like a modifier every game instead, so we don't have to roll it every turn. Maybe. Um, but we'll think about that. We'll think about that for the next one. All right. Well, hmm, I want this archer to go away. So we're going to bone dart him. That's what we're going to do. So bone dart into the archer there in the middle. Well, I rolled an 8. Bone dart is a... Bone dart's a 12, right? Or is it a 14? Bone dart's a 12. Um... Yeah, screw it. We're probably not going to see any other combat, so it's better to kill this guy so he doesn't shoot us in the back. So we'll go ahead and we'll take that 4 points of damage, and Bone Dart will go off. So we're looking at a +5 shooting attack into him. Wow, this shooting attack is a 3. Okay, that was a waste. And then we'll pick this. We'll pick this up. That's what we'll do. That was a terrible turn. Wow. Okay. Well, over to the demons. See how they're gonna do now that they're like super sequestered and bullshit down here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look at. I guess my demon boss has to fight into these guys, so he's gonna hit the one with the sword. On a 2, he's not gonna do. Wow, man. Okay, so I guess it's not even just my team; it's just me in general having the bad dice. Because this is going to be 21 points of damage going into this man at arms who has 11, so it's going to be 10 points of damage, leaving him on 2 life. Oof, 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 oof. Actually, it's going to leave him on 1 life because he would have gotten a +1 because of his buddy with him. Ow! Oh, ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Okay, I'm apparently spreading my bad luck now. And then this guy is going to shoot into the bear, I guess, so he doesn't have to potentially shoot his boss. He rolled a 6, the bear rolled a 17. He isn't shooting shit. Okay. Well, now it is Ooze turn. I thought the oozes were too easy of enemies, so I'm starting to paint up a whole bunch of other monsters. that I thought would be fun, kind of like these purple ooze monster enemies, right? Like I was like, oh, these guys will be really cool, right? And I'll use the snow leopard rolls or something for them. Yeah, my guys are getting their ass beat by oozes, okay? These oozes are using the giant rat rolls, okay? They have been for the last 3 games. And they are getting their ass beat today. Oh. Okay, no, what was it? Oh, it's giant ooze time. Okay, ooze into that guy. Or no, because the ooze hit him when it was his turn. That's right. Ooze into that guy. 17 versus 8. Okay, so that's gonna be 20 total on my guy's side. So this thing is dead. Ugh. Well, this ooze is gonna do the same thing. 19 versus 5. Wow. Okay. Apparently, when this demon is knocked down, he gets back up again. And then Mr. Bear here gonna make sure both these guys have a bad time. He's getting close enough to battle both of them. Because that's the worst thing that can happen to an archer, is getting stuck in melee combat. Or it can't do shit. Alright, we're looking at 10 versus 7. That 10 becomes a 14 because of the plus 4. It becomes a 16 because of the damage. So that's going to be 6 points of damage, leaving this archer on a 4. Alright, down here. Down in the corner, my guys have been stuck in the entire game, even though I sent basically my whole team down there to fight this thing. Alright. So, I have to figure out which one he's going to hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to hit the bear. He rolled a 15. My bear rolled a 12. He is cursed, so that 15 is going to become a 13. And then that becomes 17, which is still more than the 16 my bear has. So that becomes 17, which becomes 19 damage on top of my bear's 12 armor, which means my bear is gone. Man, I feel like I should be keeping a kill count for the oozes this time. Okay. Well, we're over into soldiers now, so I'm going to move my only soldier, and she's going to try to fight this bear, or die trying. So this becomes a 16, this becomes a 14, which means that this 16 is going to go through, do 4 points of damage. The bear is gone. Okay, good job, lady. Now she's going to move up to this piece of loot. And we're just going to grab loot and get the hell out of here is what we're going to do. Yeah. Because this is quickly becoming a cluster that's, even though we've killed all the oozes now, like everyone is so hurt that like one more bear ooze will just wipe the board. So let's see. Um, do we have our archer buddy here pick up loot, or do we have him shoot? 1, 2, 3, he shoots. 4, 5, 6, he picks up loot. All right, he shoots. He's shooting into my boss. He rolled a 10, which would become a 12. My boss rolled a 9. He has the +4 to defense for arrows, so it just shoots the ground. And I guess there's really not anywhere for him to go because he's already on a piece of loot, so. Okay, and then we will just move into turn 4. Survey says we're getting another ooze with a weapon. That ooze with a weapon is going to spawn at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please don't be 6. Okay, he's spawning on a 1. That's actually not the end of the world. There we go. That's actually not the end of the world. It'd be better if he'd spawned on the demons, but you know. It's not like anyone's going to be getting a lot of loot out of this one anyway, because it's been so bloody. And we were talking about 5 henchmen dying already, and everyone else is chewed up like a motherfucker. So, with that thought, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pick up this piece of loot. I'm gonna haul my ass out of there. So I'm gonna have double movement for the first 3, and then we'll be able to get to about there with our piece of loot. Actually, no, we'll be able to get to about there because loot also halves your movement, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay. Um, well, I don't have anyone down there to group activate with, so we'll go over to the demons, and they're going to group activate, and they are sequestered down here in nonsense. And we'll see if the nonsense continues to bite them in half. So the boss is going to stab into the monster bear. 15 versus 5. Okay, so that becomes 18. So it's going to be 6 points of damage going into the monster bear. And then the archer has to try to stab now, unfortunately. It's going to be 15 versus 20. This archer is like super mauled. Oh, bomb. Okay. Um, poop. All right, over to my soldier. I guess no. I guess it's now the ooze's turn. So we're gonna have a repeat of what we just had. The ooze and the bear, the ooze and the demon are gonna have their little fight again. So we're looking at a 19 versus a 20. Um, these are gonna no, because this is gonna be +3, which makes it 22. This becomes 24. This demon is gone. Rip. Man, we didn't even get to really fight these guys. We fought like 2 of them, and that was it. Um, they've just been killed by the freaking oozes. uh, ouch, dude, that hurts. That hurts my insides. Um, ugh. Next up, we have our ooze here in the middle. Gonna move up and gonna fight. 3 versus 7. This 7 would become an 8, and then it would be -1 damage. So it's going to be 1 damage into the ooze, which is enough to kill it. Okay. Now we're over to the soldiers. Let's see. Let's spin around. We've got this lady down here. She's going to pick up her loot and start getting the hell out of Dodge. She's not going to make it very far, but we need to start getting off this map. And this last soldier is down here. Now, is he going to try to get loot and get off the map, or is he going to try to fight? I forgot to say which one is which. 1, 2, 3, he tries to fight. 4, 5, 6, he tries to get off the map. All right, he's going to try to fight. He woke up and chose violence. He's like, my arrows haven't worked yet, but I'm going to keep trying. 11 versus 16, which is a miss even without the armor. So, okay, that's the end of that turn. That guy doesn't even know his boss, like his whole team is dead. Let's see what kind of ooze spawns. You get a regular ooze, and then we're going to do it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4. Man, that guy made the mistake of walking further on the tough terrain. Okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna haul ass because my guys are chewed up and they need to not die because they have to get through 2 games before they can get back to town. So we're gonna just do that. So yeah, total, all of her movement's going to bring her to about there. And then he's going to get another, like, inch or two of movement. Okay, it's ooze time, I guess. So ooze is going to move up. Ooze is going to fight. 13 versus 11. Guy's got 10 points of damage. That's 3 points of damage going through, leaving him on 2. And our bear over there in the corner, he can't see anybody, so he's going to move randomly. He's going to stay where he is for his first move, and then he's going to move this way 3 inches. Just in case something random happens, we'll play him out. Okay, well, this guy is now stuck in combat. He's the last of those. So he's going to have to fight that ooze. And a 14 versus a 7, he's going to kill it. And then does he try to retreat or does he choose violence? He chooses violence. And he's going to go after our guys without carrying a token. All right. Fuck. All right, these turns are going fast. All right, end of turn. Let's see what ooze we get. We get one with a weapon. And then 1, 2, 3 down here in the corner. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Survey says that didn't even roll. All right. Survey says up here in the corner. Okay. All right. Let's see. Over to my guy who's going to group activate. And he's going to have enough movement to go down here and get off the table. And then she is going to actually do the same as well. She's going to have enough movement at double moving to do the same thing. Okay. And that's the end of our first step of our delve. Ow. Ow, a lot. We lost 3 of our warband, one of which who doesn't matter because they'll desummon. But we lost 3 of our warband. Almost the entire enemy warband was obliterated. They have 1 archer left on 2 life, who I'm going to be super honest, probably wouldn't have made it back. Yeah. My boss he was on half life. My 1 remaining soldier's on 1 health. We got out with 2 tokens. Oof, that hurt a lot. I didn't even get to do any fun spells. I got to curse 1 time, and I got to bone dart 1 time, man. Or I got to bone dart twice. 1 time it was useless. Yeah, that hurt a lot. That was a painful game. The rolls were not in our favor. Cool though, and fun that it can be just like that, like fucked. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of enjoyable in its own way. Even though last time, man, we got out with like all of the loot and like all of our characters had pristine health and yeah, not this time. This time we scraped by. All right. So, let's go ahead and let's figure out our campaign stuff real quick. Because we still are going to calculate all our campaign stuff. We're just not going to be able to spend any of our loot that we get. Okay, let's see. So, we had 6 cast spells, including the out-of-game ones, so that gives us 60 experience. We're going to get another 40 experience for just playing the game, okay? And then we're going to get another 80 experience for the 2 treasure tokens. And then we killed 3 things, which is going to be 15. So that brings us to 195, which is going to give us 2 level ups. Bonk. Alright, so it's going to give us 2 level ups, making us level 7, and putting us at 90 experience. Alright, now what do we want to do with that? I'm I like the idea of maybe my guy doing some healing. So we're going to drop heal by 1 point. And then, can I increase his armor? No, I can't. Alright, we're going to increase his health then. He's going to be a tanky boy. Um, and then, let's see. What did we get for treasure? We got 2 tokens. So, first one is a 4, which is 3 potions and 20 gold. Okay. The second one is a 2, which is D20 times 10 gold. Okay, so 130 gold. That's actually pretty good. So it's going to put us at 150 gold on top of our 180 we have currently, which is going to be 330 gold. So that's actually not bad. We actually made a good chunk of gold there. And then we're going to get 3 potions. Sadly, we didn't get a grimoire, so I can't learn it. But we get 3 potions, so it's pretty cool. Survey says we got a 19. We got a 7. And we got a 9. Teleportation. Cordial of Clear Sight, whatever the hell that is. Potion of Teleportation. Cordial of Clear Sight. What the hell is a cordial of clear sight? Oh wait, hold on. The third one was a roll on the greater table. I rolled a 4, which is a shrinking potion. That sounds very fantasy-y. Alright, let's see what some of these things do. Figure that drinks this potion ignores the effects of beauty and invisibility spells. If the figure moves into combat with an illusionary soldier, the illusionary soldier is immediately removed. It's kind of cool. The other one, the chameleon. Oh, I got teleportation. Oh, that's cool. You can drink it and then use the teleport spell. And the shrinking potion. You may use this potion to shrink down to the size it will fit in a pocket. Oh, you actually shrink loot. That's kind of cool, so you don't get any of the penalty for carrying the loot. Okay. Alright, let's see what's happening to our friends that died. So we lost our thief again. He does not have a good track record. Um, and this time we lost our archer and damn near our man-at-arms. All right. So we've got our die roll here. So let's roll for the thief. I rolled a 5, which means he's badly wounded. Um, so they basically have to sit the next game out. Oof. Okay, that really sucks. At least he's not dead though. And then I rolled a 6, which is also badly wounded. Okay, so they also have to sit out the next game. Wow, I'm really happy I can summon animals. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be fucked. I mean, I'm gonna be down a person either way. I don't have enough people. So next game we're looking at the wizard, the lady at arms, hopefully the bear if we can roll it, and our hatchet guy, our infantryman. And that's going to be our team for the next game because the others need to sit it out because they were too beat up. Oof, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Okay. Well, this is the first step of our delve here. So our characters, they get one more game before they get to go back to town. So we will probably do that game. The hell? Hold on one second. Oh, all right, I'm back. One of our UPSs was freaking out, and now I'm back. Okay, well, yeah. So next time these adventurers are going to go on their adventure down deeper into the goop caves and see what they can find. Um, and then when they get back to town, they'll have a whole lot of money to spend, which is pretty good. Um, but yeah, ow, this game was painful. We had some very bad, unfortunate rolls this time. Yeah, still very fun though. Greatly enjoying playing Frostgrave. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap up and call it there. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed watching Frostgrave today. And I'll be back next week, most likely playing some more. I know I haven't painted anything or anything in a while, but yeah, I've just been really enjoying playing on the weekends. So next time we've got some cool abomination monsters to bring in. Although apparently we don't need them because apparently the oozes can just eat us alive. But yeah, worst monsters. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one and keep on keeping on.